We're kicking things off with a scene that probably looks familiar to a lot of people. A dad just watching his young son draw. Super simple, right? But what starts out as this really sweet, innocent moment, well, it completely spirals into a huge parenting crisis, and it ends up pitting two parents' core beliefs directly against each other.
And really, that's the question at the heart of this whole thing, isn't it? How on earth can a simple piece of paper, a few crayon marks, push an entire family to this major crossroads? Well, let's dive in and find out.
So, this is where it all kicks off, with this really simple, loving question. The dad, he's just curious about what his little guy is creating. He leans in, probably expecting to see, a car, maybe a house, the usual kid stuff. But what he actually sees is something else, something totally unexpected.
Okay, so let's set the scene. It all begins right here, with this 7-year-old boy completely lost in his drawing. Just a quiet, normal moment at home that's about to become anything but quiet.
So the father, he leans in a little closer, and that's when he realizes his son isn't just drawing his friend from school. Nope, he is very specifically, very deliberately drawing her chest. Now for a 7-year-old, this is, well, it's pretty shocking. And you can imagine, the father's casual curiosity just vanishes. It's instantly replaced by some serious concern. But here's the thing that's so wild about this. The kid is completely innocent about the whole thing. There's no sneakiness, no guilt. When his dad starts asking questions, the answers are just so direct. Who is it? My friend. How do you know what this looks like? I see it every day. From his point of view, he's just drawing something he sees, a fact of his life. But that pure childish innocence, it's on a collision course with a very adult way of seeing the world.
Alright, so the father decides he needs backup. He calls his wife over to take a look. And that's when the situation just explodes. What was, a moment of quiet confusion for the dad, it turns into a full-blown 5-alarm crisis for the mom.
And this quote, wow, it just perfectly captures her reaction. It's not just shock, you guys. It's pure despair. To her, this drawing isn't some fleeting moment of childhood curiosity. Oh no, it's the derailment of everything she'd hoped for. All her dreams of him becoming the next Newton or Einstein, and here he is, drawing this. The gap between her dreams and this little crayon drawing feels massive. And right here, the core conflict is just laid bare for us to see. You've got two parents, one drawing, and two completely, fundamentally different instincts. The mom's first reaction is all about control. Control the environment, separate the kids, punish the behavior, end of story. The dad's instinct, it's all about understanding. Talk to the boy, explain things, guide him through it.
Okay, so let's try to unpack the mother's side of this for a second. Her reaction feels pretty extreme, right? But you have to remember, it's coming from a place of intense fear and this really powerful primal urge to protect her son. So in her mind, the logic is simple and it's urgent. This drawing is proof positive that he's seen everything. And if you want to protect him, the solution is obvious. You have to remove the source of the problem, the friend, and you have to shut this behavior down, hard, even if it means punishment. And let's just pause on this for a second. Remember, the kid is 7 years old. 7. That single number is the lens for this entire conflict. For his mom, his age is what makes the drawing so horrifying. But for his dad, that exact same number is the reason why coming down hard on him is absolutely the wrong thing to do.
Now let's flip over to the father's perspective. He's looking at the exact same drawing, but he comes to a totally different conclusion. His entire approach is rooted in two things: curiosity and the need for education. For the dad, this whole thing boils down to one word: curiosity. That's it. He argues, look, this is a totally natural part of being a kid, especially when it comes to being curious about the opposite gender. For him, punishing this behavior would be like punishing a child for being hungry or sleepy. It's just a fundamental part of how they grow and learn.
So instead of reacting with fear, the father comes up with an actual plan, a 3-step plan. Step 1, explain right versus wrong. Let's teach him that it's not okay to look at another person's private body parts. Step 2, make this a teachable moment about respect, especially respecting women and girls. And step 3, let's be real. We need to acknowledge that kids today are exposed to way more stuff, and they need us to guide them with conversation, not just try to build a shield around them that's just going to break anyway.
So, there you have it. One simple crayon drawing has just exposed this massive crack in their parenting styles, and it's leading them down two completely different paths. And really, this is the main takeaway, isn't it? You've got the mother's path, which is all about controlling the outside world, the friends he has, the school, all the influences. And then you have the father's path, which is about building up the child's internal world, his understanding, his values, his ability to figure things out on his own. Ultimately, this whole story, sparked by one little drawing, forces a question that, let's be honest, every single parent or caregiver has to face at some point. When a kid bumps up